This is WISN 12 News with breaking news.
Shots fired, 27 Sycamore.
Copy that. Shots fired, 27 Sycamore, suspect down.
We begin here at 11 with breaking news. One person is dead following a crash and shots fired in Oak Creek. This happened near 27th and Sycamore, right near the Walmart at the Oak Creek-Franklin border. We have team live coverage for you today. We begin with 12 News' Hillary Mintz live near the scene. Hillary.
And Deanna, we are hearing from some law enforcement sources that this was an officer-involved shooting, possibly a sheriff's deputy involved. But this is a massive scene that really stretches for miles. We're here near 26th and Sycamore. Down in the distance, you can see some flashing lights. There are officers also wrapped around the block on North 26th Street. We've got some police tape here that seems to have been caught on a vehicle that's trying to get out of here. But what we know is we're kind of where the scene all ended, where the deadly gunfire ended. And you can see from News Chopper 12, that was near 27th and Sycamore. You can see a vehicle on its roof flipped over, and that was the end of everything. But this, what we're hearing from witnesses, it began near the Walmart parking lot across 27th Street, where witnesses tell us they heard many gunshots this morning. Then there was some sort of pursuit with Franklin, Oak Creek police. They headed all the way down to Ryan Road, where more witnesses say they saw a man get out of a vehicle with an AR-15. It comes back here to 27th and Sycamore. And at some point along the way, I want to play for you some dispatch audio. You can hear at one point in a gas station on 27th Street, perhaps someone who claims they were kidnapped trying to get help.
Employee reports one of the customers came in and said that the male in the vehicle with him was going to kill him and that he had a gun. They just left the parking lot. They're heading southbound on 27. She gave me a silver Chrysler, unknown plate.
Yep.
He's saying that he was kidnapped or abducted by the male in the car and that he was threatening to kill him and that they were heading to a school, but he did not state what school.
And we know several schools, just Cedar Hills right down the street here, did go on lockdown. We're hearing a school in Greenfield as well went on lockdown. And so many pieces of this, we're still trying to put it all together. The sheriff, Ernell Lucas, Milwaukee County Sheriff, he's here. The DA, John Chisholm, was here on scene. We were told we were going to be getting an update very shortly, so we are waiting for that. Meanwhile, the medical examiner was called to the scene for one man dead. So, Deanna, we are on top of this, and we will continue to wait for details as to how this all unfolded.
Hillary, thank you. And of course, lots of questions that still need answers. Now let's go straight to Matt Salemi up in News Chopper 12 with an exclusive look at the scene from above.
Yeah, Deanna, there's a flipped car, and then it looks like there's a person down underneath the tarp there as well. And I'm going to widen out and show you that there is a whole bunch of squad cars. These are mainly Oak Creek police here at this corner at Sycamore and 27th Street. Then right around the corner from there in the Walmart parking lot, we've got a bunch of Franklin and Greenfield officers investigating inside. We've seen them going in and out of the Walmart here as well. And a group of the Walmart employees appeared to have been evacuated from the building. They're kind of standing around here at the corner of the parking lots waiting to see when they're going to be let back in. And then down 27th Street from here just a bit, there is another scene where I saw some squads and an officer and some yellow crime scene tape. That's at the corner of 27th Street and Ryan Road. You can see right on the corner there. It's on the northwest side of that corner, another site where they're doing some investigation. But it all seems to be now focusing at this area here at 27th Street and Sycamore, where there appears to be a person under a tarp, as well as a rolled vehicle that looks like it rolled off in northbound 27th Street, struck a couple of trees, and then came to rest upside down here. And we've got a bunch of detectives and other police personnel now gathering and kind of huddling and trying to piece together exactly what went down here at the Oak Creek border.
And we have the entire WISN 12 News team on the ground trying to figure out what's going on here. Let's go straight to 12 News' Shernay Amara, who's also live near the scene. Shernay, what are you seeing where you're at?
Hey, Deanna. So, yeah, we're a little further north than where Hillary was standing. We do see a large police presence behind me, but take a look at what else we're seeing. Look at this blue Toyota here, completely smashed up in the back. Now, I'm told by witness the people in this car were innocent bystanders who were hit by the car police were after. Now, there was a family inside this car, a wife, a husband, and child visibly shaken up. We haven't been able to talk to them, but a witness also said that car that hit them flipped over. You can see it from this live image here. You can also see it in video. We may have a closer look here in the video that we shot. The driver allegedly got out of that car with a long gun and started shooting. Luckily, again, this family sped off and got away, and that is when police stepped in. Now, we do know, once again, one person is dead, and we do know this is a relatively calm neighborhood, and the sounds of gunshots left people I spoke with shaking.
I didn't know what was going on. It was like I was here with my client and we were like, oh, did you hear that thing? And I went outside and didn't see anything, but I heard it, you know. So, yeah, it was kind of a little frightening to me.
Yeah, once again, there is a large police presence out here. I've seen multiple police departments, Oak Creek, Franklin, Greenfield, Greendale. I know Hillary mentioned Milwaukee County Sheriff's is out here, too. There is just a lot to unpack and still a lot of questions out here this morning. Deanna, I'll send it back to you.
And Shanae, we just found out 11:15, we're expecting a news conference with Milwaukee County Sheriff Ernell Lucas, so stay tuned for that. We'll bring you that as soon as we find out more details. And, of course, you can also continue to follow this story, and you can get instant alerts right on your phone. All you have to do is download the 12 News mobile app, click Customize Alerts, turn on local breaking news. This is all free to download in the App Store. It is 11:06. We're switching gears now to coronavirus coverage and a new vaccine mandate for all Milwaukee County employees. Employees have to show proof of vaccination or a completed exemption form by October 1st. The mandate does not apply to employees represented by public safety unions. The county calls now the right time due to the Pfizer's vaccine full approval and the surgent Delta variant. Employees who get the vaccine will get $50 and become eligible for extra paid time off. Employees who do not comply could face suspension and be ineligible for promotions or bonuses. County Executive David Crawley will be talking about this new mandate at 1:30 this afternoon. Numbers from the state show nearly 61% of Milwaukee County adults are fully vaccinated. That's the fourth highest in southeastern Wisconsin after Ozaukee, Waukesha, and Sheboygan counties. The state added 2,341 new confirmed COVID cases yesterday. That's actually the most in a single day since January. 11 additional people have died. And now to a live look here at the Summerfest grounds this morning, where it's day 2 of the big gig, and it's looking like another nice day for people to head out there to see the live music, enjoy their time. But we do want to talk about this because there could be a little bit of a chance of those spotty showers, right, Molly?
That's right. I don't think it's going to be widespread rain, but we could get a little bit of light rain, maybe some sprinkles as we head into the afternoon. Some of that likely moving into Fond du Lac as well as Dodge counties. It's tough, though, this morning because we have a lot of dry air overhead. And so all of the rain that we saw off towards our west during 12 News this morning, it's kind of dissipated as it's moved off towards the east. Still dry in Madison, and even some of the rain that looks like it's falling over Fond du Lac and Dodge counties might not actually be reaching the ground just yet. We're cloudy, we're dry in Elkhart Lake, and those clouds are going to keep us a little bit cooler. Still 68 degrees from our camera out at Roan America. This is our camera out at Myatt. It's 73 degrees here in Milwaukee, so we'll likely top out close to about 76 degrees this afternoon. Clouds are going to make it really tough to warm up. A chance not for widespread rain, but a few on and off showers, some light rain or some sprinkles as we head through the afternoon, lasting into the evening. But I do have some drier conditions for the end of the Labor Day weekend. I'll have more on that here in just a few minutes, Deanna.
All right, Molly, see you soon. Thank you. Again, like I mentioned, it's day 2 of Summerfest, and you can get a chance to go in for free. Organizers say the first 10,000 people to download the Summerfest app will get a free ticket. Now, those tickets are good from noon until 4. Once you get through the gate, fans are going to need to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test. You can show your original vaccine card or a printed copy, a screenshot, or a picture. Rapid tests are also available at the north and south gates for $25. Opening day did not get the mad rush of people compared to past years, but still, those who were able to go say they were glad to be back.
Finally able to come back, so it's been a long time waiting. But no, definitely glad to be back around everyone. knowing the protocols they put out and that people are following them, so you can actually walk around, no mask, have a good time, be safe. It's definitely a good feeling.
I know I ain't leaving you like I know he ain't leaving us. I know we believe in God and I know God believes in us.
And Chance the Rapper is headlining tonight at the American Family Insurance Amphitheater. His show starts at 7:30, and I was able to talk to him ahead of his performance.
It's awesome that we're kicking off with this. You know, I spent the last year doing a lot of film work, right. You know, and like in bridging music with filming different virtual concerts and stuff. And so, you know, it's a major difference though when you have like real people, and have that energy and stuff. So I'm very excited.
Now at other stages, DJ Diesel, better known as basketball great Shaquille O'Neal, headlines the Miller Lite Oasis. Yes, he is a DJ. Berlin will be in the Briggs and Stratton Big Backyard, and Leon Bridges at the BMO Harris Pavilion. Lots of stuff going on, so go to WISN.com to see the full lineup. Military veterans are taking to the skies, getting that dream flight in Waukesha. 12 News' Hannah Hilliard joins us live from the county airport to explain. And Hannah, these are World War II veterans.
Yeah, Deanna, and in fact, we just had one land here. You can see it off in the distance there. At the front is Evelyn Scott. She is a U.S. Navy secretary from World War II. In total today, 3 World War II veterans have had the chance to take this flight, take this plane up into the air. It's from the 1940s, so the World War II era. So to get out.
Hey, I'll see you guys later. I think I'll be back.
All right, so that's 95-year-old Charles Chapita. He was up first this morning. The Navy veteran from West Allis got helped into the 1942 Bowen Stearman that was used to train fighter pilots during World War II. All of this today was made possible thanks to Dream Flights. It's a national foundation that gives this experience to seniors across the country with an emphasis on World War II veterans this year. How was it?
It was great. I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was super. And the only thing is, when we were up there, I had a temptation to put my foot on the pedal, you know, and do a little pedal work. Oh, I think, no, I better not.
I gave you that look in the mirror.
Yeah, she looked at me. She went like this. Okay.
Well, we could not have timed that any better. Evelyn is about to get off this plane after her dream flight up into the skies over Waukesha here this morning. So far this year, this organization has given 450 World War II veterans the special ride. By the end of their mission, they hope to have taken up to 1,300 World War II veterans on this special trip, Deanna.
That's exactly what that is, Hannah, a very special trip. Thank you. It is 11:12, still to come, visiting the devastation. President Joe Biden traveling to Louisiana to tour the aftermath of Hurricane Ida, how you can help those devastated by the storm. And let's go ahead and bring you back to that breaking news from this morning. This is the Sheriff, Ernell Lucas, walking to that podium. Like I was mentioning earlier, we are expecting a press conference to start in a couple minutes. Again, the Sheriff expected to hold a news conference in just a few minutes. We're going to bring it to you live coming up next.
This is WISN 12 News with breaking news.
Welcome back. It's 11:15 as we await Milwaukee County Sheriff Ernell Lucas to take the podium. We're going to send it out to Hillary. Hillary, right now we know there is one fatality involved in this, but still many fluid details.
Hey, John. Right, Deanna, and this was an investigation that really spans miles here from 27th and Sycamore all the way down to Ryan Road. And you can see behind me here, Sheriff Ernell Lucas getting ready to address reporters here to really piece this all together. We know medical examiner responded to one man dead here this morning. We were hearing from a law enforcement source that a deputy was involved, but we're also hearing many law enforcement officers were involved in the takedown of this suspect, and many witnesses calling into our newsroom this morning as we show you down at 27th and Sycamore here. Witnesses here near in the Walmart parking lot were hearing shots fired, and then many witnesses saw the pursuit down 27th Street to Ryan Road, where other witnesses saw a man with a gun get out of a car, and then it came back here. So a lot of this to unpack and to figure out really what all happened here. Again, the sheriff, as you can see right there, getting ready to talk to us. Hopefully we'll get more answers here, Deanna, as far as what happened here this morning.
And Hillary, when talking to Shernay, we were finding out that the neighbors in that area were kind of shocked. I mean, they heard a lot of gunshots in a neighborhood that's relatively quiet on any given day. Have you seen anything? Were you able to talk to any residents in the area?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of witnesses were just going about their normal morning, and a lot of them were getting ready to go to work when it was just chaos that unfolded here. And all of this neighborhood really went on lockdown. There were a couple of schools that went on lockdown. And so nobody expected this to happen this morning. And so now they're all kind of waiting to see what all happened and who was involved.
Okay. When we take that look there of News Chopper 12, you're taking a look at a video there on your screen. It's a very widespread area. Hillary, I know you were mentioning this too. It's best to just avoid the area. We know this happened earlier this morning, but still road closures are well in effect in that area. You can't really seem to get through if you are in the area. So best to just avoid.
Oh, definitely. And this could, whenever you have a scene like this, again, what we're hearing is this was a police-involved shooting. Typically, these scenes are blocked off for hours. I mean, this could go well into the afternoon where, we've seen some homeowners who need to get out. Police are letting them get through here on Sycamore. But certainly, as we have Sheriff Ernell Lucas stepping up to the microphones here for the very latest on this scene. Good morning.
Good morning. Could you step to the microphone, sir? Sure can. I think I got
Would you mind going under the tape? Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Temporarily breaking here. Still gotta wait for you. Okay. Good morning. Sheriff Ernell Lucas, Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, joined by Chief Rick Oliva from the Franklin Police Department, Captain Stecker representing the Oak Creek Police Department, and also Inspector Dan Hughes from the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office. Let me say this peaceful morning started out much like every morning, and little did members of law enforcement know that they would be confronted by the dangers and threats, but it's indicative of the work that the men and women of law enforcement do each day and the dangers that we face each day. And we do it because of the dedication and commitment to this noble profession. Let me say that in the early morning hours of September the 3rd, before 8 a.m., an armed individual, commandeered a vehicle and its driver and directed him to a Walmart store near 27th and Hope, which time the individuals exited the vehicle and went inside the Walmart, may have obtained some items, returned to their vehicle. They then appeared at a service station here on South 27th Street in about the 5900 block, at which time our victim went inside and alerted an attendant to call the police. Subsequently, the two individuals left, went to the Walmart store just west of where we're located right now at 27 and Sycamore, at which time our victim, again, notified a clerk to call police. Subsequently, a call to the Walmart of an active shooter was received. Police responded from multiple agencies, to include the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, Franklin Police Department, as well as the Oak Creek Police Department. A pursuit ensued for a brief period that subsequently ended in a crash, at which time the suspect jumped out of the vehicle, commandeered another vehicle, and now led officers again on a pursuit that concluded in a crash just north of the intersection here at 27th and Sycamore. Individual exited the vehicle with a firearm. Officers engaged the individual. Officers discharged their weapons. The subject was struck. Officers attempted life-saving measures. Suspect is deceased. Multiple officers from Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, 4 officers from Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, 1 officer from the Franklin Police Department, and multiple officers from the Oak Creek Police Department are all actively involved in this incident. At this point, I'm pleased to say that none were injured and all are safe. We are currently trying to piece together all of the moving parts. We got multiple scenes spread out through all Milwaukee County, but want to assure the public that there's no danger or no threat to the public, that the members of law enforcement are safe, and that the threat is ended. I'll take a few limited questions.
How is the victim? How did they get away from the suspect?
I don't have that information at this time. I did fail to include the Milwaukee area investigative team responded to the scene and is conducting the active investigation. And as I indicated, it has multiple sites. And the West Dallas Police Department is the lead agency, so they're trying to piece together all of the parts. But to answer your question, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about the victim, his age, anything other than he's a male.
How old is the suspect?
I'm sorry, don't know anything about the victim and the suspect. I don't know, but he's a male also.
When he crashed here, was anybody else in the vehicle at that time, or was it just him?
I do not believe, but I don't know that definitively.
Did he shoot at officers when he got out of the vehicle with the gun?
That's still being investigated.
Could you explain, you said inside Walmart there was an active shooter?
That was what the call that was received.
Were there any
shots fired in Walmart?
We're still investigating that.
How the firearm was used or no by the victim?
There was a firearm recovered.
Can you tell us, did it start as a domestic violence situation?
I don't have those details.
So was there any shots fired in the Walmart parking lot?
We're still determining that at this point right now.
Is this someone known to police, this suspect? Known to police, this man?
I don't know. In fact, the ME just arrived a short time ago, and I'm not certain that an identification has been made, so I don't have that information. So I don't know about another brief, but there'll be a statement issued or released.
How much? Could you kind of explain a little bit more about what happened inside that second Walmart before the car was stolen?
I don't have it, other than the victim asked an attendant or clerk to notify authorities, to call police, and the call was received. What was communicated to the clerk exactly uncertain, and what exactly was conveyed to law enforcement exactly uncertain, but that's what we're still trying to determine.
And did you get 2 calls? Did you get a call from the gas station asking for police, and did you get a call from Walmart?
I'm told we did. Yes, we did. Mm-hmm.
How much longer will all of these businesses in the area be on lockdown?
I'm not certain. We're working as diligently as we possibly can. This is a residential neighborhood that is not accustomed to seeing this type of presence here, so we're working as diligently as we possibly can.
Is it an official lockdown, like businesses aren't allowed to be open right now, or?
I'm not aware a call like that was made. I don't know who has the authority to make that call.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know.
Do you know if any of the victims were injured?
At this point, no.
Yeah. So 2 victims were carjacked. Is that just to clarify?
That would be accurate, yes.
Okay, and we don't know how they were okay? We just don't know their status?
At this point, no.
Okay.
The suspect, do you know where he's from?
Do not, at this point.
We know that there was an armed robbery in Franklin on 27th at a T-Mobile store yesterday. Is there any indication that this could be connected to that?
I have no way of determining that. That would be way outside the scope of what we're dealing with at this very moment.
Sheriff, could you talk to us on a personal level? 8 o'clock in the morning, something like this happening, kids are going to school. How do you feel about this happening in the community?
Again, as I started out, each day we put this uniform on and place this badge over our hearts, and we go out not knowing what dangers, seen and unseen, we encounter and we might face. But our officers do it despite the criticism, the angst, the shortages. We do it because we care and we take pride in the work that we do and the services that we deliver. And we're just thankful that all of our officers are safe and no one was hurt. I'll take one more question.
Was it a sheriff's deputy who shot the man?
I have no way of knowing. I will say at the conclusion here at 27th and Sycamore, again, multiple officers discharged their weapons, and it's undetermined who, if any, fired their shots.
How many officers were involved in that shootout, and are they all on administrative leave right now per policy?
It's a fair question. I don't definitively know the answer. Again, it was multiple. Again, we got multiple jurisdictions. But again, I can speak to some degree of certainty that 4 members of the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office were engaged throughout this entire episode, and at least 1 member of the Franklin Police Department, and again, not exactly certain of how many from the Oak Creek Police Department. All right, everybody?
Police chiefs or the Oak Creek Police Chief, did either of you guys want to say anything about what happened this morning and how you feel this happened in the community? How you feel about this happening in the community? Frank, it looks like
we'll have a joint statement that's going to come out shortly between all 3 of us that'll be written and released.
Is the kidnapping victim being questioned? Where are they now?
We are still gathering information. Yeah, we think we have everybody enough information. That's a good point, Hillary. If there are those this morning that may have witnessed or seen any portion of what may have transpired, and again, I cannot give you all the accurate locations, but anything that looked out of order that might in any kind of way be related to this incident, please notify authorities. We would welcome that information. So with that, everybody, thank you. Thank you very much.
Oliver looked like you wanted to say something. Did you feel a personal thing that you wanted to address?
Thank you. No, as far as how we feel, I think it's disturbing to see the level of violence increase across our county, across our state and nation. I think it's directly related to some of the events of the past year and a half, some of the attitudes displayed, verbalized against law enforcement. I think it's very counterproductive to our profession. It's increasing the danger to not only our officers, but to society in general, and it is very concerning. And I hope at some point that we get back to a more law and order society where people are more cooperative with police, and I think it's going to benefit everybody if that's the case.
What is your message to people in this community? You know, they live here, and to hear that people are being carjacked, they may be scared.
Well, that can happen anywhere, and fortunately it does happen everywhere. And I guess that's the message, that no longer is big city crime confined to big cities. People are mobile and branching out, and things can happen anywhere. Just have to be cautious and be careful as much as you can.
Can you talk more about the role of your officers in this whole investigation?
Again, our department responded to the initial call, at least our initial call of came in as shots fired at Walmart, and that's what we responded to.
How many of your officers are on leave or are on administrative duty?
I have 1 officer that was involved in the actual shooting.
Down here at Sycamore on 27th. What about the pursuit? Were you guys involved in that?
We were not involved in the pursuit.
So did one of your officers shoot at the suspect?
Preliminary information is one of my officers was involved in the shots fired.
Do you have any indication that the suspect ever pointed his gun at officers?
There was indications throughout this event that the suspect did point a weapon at officers on more than 1 occasion.
How many rounds hit the victim?
We do not have that information at this point. It'll have to come from the autopsy.
Is there any body camera video?
As far as evidence, I'm not going to comment on. Again, this is a very active investigation. There's multiple scenes. The Milwaukee County area investigative team is handling it, and there's a lot of scenes, a lot of information to be gathered, and it's going to take a while for us to get all the information, so I ask for patience.
How much longer will this take? Will you be here all day?
It will take as long as it takes us to be satisfied that we gathered all the evidence we need. We talked to all the witnesses that we need to talk to, and again, I don't have a timeline.
There's obviously a school down here. Anything you want to say to parents that may be picking up their kids later on?
Well, the sheriff indicated at this point there is no danger to the public. The active incident is done, and it's just a matter of investigating, and nobody should feel unsafe at this point.
Do your officers, do you have body camera and dash camera?
We have dash camera, not body camera.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.